Now, what is the first story? It is Rupert Murdoch, isn't it? That's really carpet coverage in the UK, is not?
Well, in one sense, Rupert Murdoch is the story for a change. He's been not in the dock so much, but in the High Court as part of the Leveson inquiry for 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. And yesterday, he was very much in the news, specifically about phone hacking and allegations against the News of the World. Now, if you can go to a cartoon in a British paper, The Independent, it's showing Rupert Murdoch there scratching his back with none other than the Culture Secretary for the UK, Jeremy Hunt. David Cameron is looking on, and that's all because over this week, what's emerged is that Jeremy Hunt had communications with the Murdoch empire as Murdoch was engaged in a bid for full control of B-Sky B. The cartoon there is saying, I never asked any politician to scratch my back. And of course, the fact that he's sitting there naked implies that you should take that with tongue in cheek. The stress being asked, I don't need to ask anyone to do anything. I should think what Murdoch means there.
Goodness me, you've got to really know the characters involved, haven't you, to work out who's who in that cartoon. I struggled a little bit. Let's have a look at The Guardian now, because, of course, they're not exactly Mr. Murdoch's favourite newspaper, are they?
Well, they've been at the forefront of the campaign against Murdoch in a series of scoops, and they have a cartoon by Steve Bell, perhaps one of the most left-wing cartoonists in the UK, and there you can see News of the Murd, which is, of course, a French word, merde, shit, if I can say that. News of the Murd, also Murdoch, and there you can see, I didn't know anything. They covered up the cover-up. Now, in The Guardian itself, the comment piece by the columnist Michael White is saying, well, after this 2 days of testimony, there is a lot of things that Murdoch did not notice as he ran his papers, including a letter from a former Royal Rogue reporter, Clive Goodman, that hacking had been widespread at the News of the World. So the headline there by Michael White, when a media mogul becomes the bloke at the golf club. He portrayed himself as a sort of rambling person at the golf club talking about the internet and the BBC and so on. And The Guardian, of course, being anti-Murdoch, saying on the day, Robert J. QC won out in the questioning. And just on the front page here, I can show you Harold Evans, a former editor of the Sunday Times, saying the version of history told by News Corp's chairman has no relation to what happened.
So Rupert Murdoch quite literally laid bare there in two cartoons, no less, with no clothes on. Very different portrayal from what we're used to seeing. Now, a larger-than-life character, Charles Taylor, has, of course, been convicted for his part in Sierra Leone's war crimes.
Well, I turn to the Sierra Leone papers, and the Sierra Leone Daily Mail is headlining, Justice has been served. Now, it quotes prosecutor Brenda Hollis saying, today is for the people of Sierra Leone who suffered horribly at the hands of Charles Taylor and his proxy forces. And that paper there reporting that thousands of survivors of Sierra Leone civil war celebrated after the Taylor conviction. I turn too as well to the Liberian press. The 1847 Post is headlining, Charles Taylor is guilty, and points out that he will be jailed in the UK as the first former head of state convicted since the Nuremberg trials, as we've been hearing in the news bulletin. Another Liberian paper, the Daily Observer, has a comment piece that struck me quite strongly. What we wish for, it was published just before the verdict, a few hours before. It says Liberians overwhelmingly wanted him acquitted, and when asked why, they always say, well, it's because of the money that there used to be under Taylor when he was in power. That paper is commenting, if someone steals $100 from you and seeing your stuff comes back down the road and gives you $20 back, you think he's an angel. But in fact, he's a first-class thief, and that's what Charles Taylor was. He robbed the coffers of the nation. That paper, the Daily Observer in Liberia, is saying.
All right, thank you very much indeed. That was a check of the World Press. Thank you, Nicholas Rushworth. Let's get a check of our top stories here on France 24.